Welcome back. Today I wanted to show you a glimpse into a day in our lives, and tonight I am planning a special date night with my husband Grant. We have not been on a date in a really long time because of course everything has been shut down, but I thought it would be fun to organize a date night here at home. And you can see I'm going through our daily routine, but I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to get this area cleaned up so I can get it all set up for tonight. I've been reading the book Living the Simple Life by Elaine St. James, and I wanted to read a little section. It says, when you're zeroing in on what's important to you, keep in mind that our close relationships frequently need more time than we've devoted to them in recent years. She continues on to say, considering all the other pressures and time demands that we allow to impinge on our day-to-day activities, it's easy to get into the habit of taking our closest relationships for granted. This is why I'm spending some extra time so Grant and I can have more alone time and date nights and have more fun as a couple. It's lunchtime now. I'm going to make some lunch for the boys. Then we're going to continue some school outside because it's such a beautiful day. And then I have a really fun date night idea for Grant and I. We almost never go on dates, but we decided it would be super fun to have a date night here at home and do a wine and painting night. Since becoming more minimal, one of the things I've tried to adopt is having more experiences over buying things, and this is easy to do. It just takes a little bit of time and energy, and a fun experience can be created here at home just as easily as going out. We're just doing some schoolwork out here and trying to get a few things done. It's kind of hard because it's a nice day and no one wants to be doing schoolwork. Strawberries. Are these ready? So here are the two pieces of corrugated iron that we're going to paint on. And as you can see, we use this cheap paint and it started peeling off. I just squirted it to try to get more of it off. But I think we're just gonna paint over it and see how it does. Grant and I had painted this one years ago, and as you can see, it's held up really well. And this was done with just acrylic paint and then with a clear coat over it, but it's never been under bright light or had water on it because we've always had it under a little bit of an overhang, but it's just done really well, so hopefully the other ones will be the same. So my mom just swung by and grabbed my two boys, and they're gonna have dinner at Grandma and Papa's house, and I'm gonna start prepping the meal and start cooking the vegetables. I've decided to do roasted vegetables, which is one of our favorites, even though it's a really warm day. I just thought it's something I can do now and have cooking while I prep the paint night and get everything else ready. So I'm super excited. I just talked to Grant, he's on his way home. So it'll just be a fun, relaxing night. We have a beet and a carrot from our garden. We just picked this, so we're gonna include this in the roasted vegetables, and because I don't have more than one carrot ready, I'm gonna cut some of these up. Starting a garden and growing some of our own food that we started a year ago when we moved here has been one of the funnest experiences, and it is just so neat to be able to eat something that we grew ourselves. Today's video is sponsored by Cellars, which is a monthly wine subscription that bases your wine on a 7-question quiz. We've been trying out Cellars, and I just love that there's always something new to try. I really love the convenience of the wines being sent straight to our home, so we don't have to venture out and try to decide what is going to suit us best. So we took the quiz, or I took the quiz about everything I like, and one of the ones they gave us was dead stars and black holes, and it's really cool. There's these little cards that come with it, and they tell you what it's in there: grapefruit, lemon, green apple, pineapple. Did you taste the pineapple?
I can taste the grape.
A card comes with each bottle that you get, and there's 6 bottles in a box, and then you can actually rate the wine. They have stars, and you can rate how much you liked it, and then you can give feedback for the next box that you get. We loved this sweet, light-bodied wine. Cellars is giving my followers 50% off on their first 6-bottle box. follow the link below to take the quiz and get started. I love cooking things in the oven because it literally does the work for you while you can be out doing something else. First, what do you think about having a date night like this once in a while?
See how it goes.
So you might want to dump me if you're not sure.
So, I'm not at this point looking for a second date with you. But I'm happy to continue watching the movie if you'd like. Just to let you know, it's not a sort of movie that I'd normally watch.
Okay. The question everyone wants to know, what do you think about becoming more minimal?
What do I think about minimalism?
Or do you think anything about it? Nothing?
I mean, it makes sense to just not hold on to stuff and trash and hoard things you don't need.
You walked into our house 5 years ago and you saw everything there was, and then you see what we have now. How much do you think we downsized?
That's my answer, quite a bit.
Like 50%? Like if you had to guess?
Yeah, about that.
Since simplifying our lives, I try to stay on top of basic tasks like dishes. So as soon as we finished eating, I decided to get the dishes out of the way so we can move on to the painting and the rest of our fun date night, and I wouldn't have to come back to these dishes later on. One thing I always mention is that no matter how much decluttering I've done, I've saved these sort of bins because I find they always come in handy, whether it's putting stuff in the back of your car for a road trip or reorganizing things, or like this, just taking stuff outside for a fun project. I always try to keep these type of bins because they do come in handy and they stack and take up barely any space. The reason why I did this whole date night is because the other day Grant said, let's just paint those up and get them done so they look nice. And I think it's true. Even if they flake off in the future, it doesn't really matter, because to me painting is kind of just something fun to do. And if you've ever been to one of those paint and wine nights, it's so much fun to just have an activity to do. So here we are. We bought this large piece of corrugated steel from Home Depot. It's pretty inexpensive for such a large canvas to paint on, and I've had some questions before on whether this will hold up outside. As long as we paint it with the higher quality acrylics and then we do a top coat sealant, it should hold up. Our last one has held up for over 6 years, and I feel this one, because it's in the direct sun and will get the rainwater on it, might not hold up as well. But honestly, art is for the fun of it, and this is one of our hobbies, so we just thought this would be a great piece to talk about when people come over, and just something for us to enjoy whenever we're in our backyard. This is all that we got done so far tonight, but quite a lot. I was able to paint a lot of this palm in, and then Grant did this really cute hibiscus. So now we're gonna continue on with our regular nighttime routine, and my mom is bringing the boys back, so we're gonna do that now. We both have a few non-stressful hobbies that we like to do. I like to paint, and Grant does as well. And he has just taken up guitar recently, so he is learning that, and that's just a way to relax in the evenings. And same with painting, and this is something we do instead of watching TV. Good night. The kids are back. My mom brought them back, and we've just put them to sleep, and then Grant was out playing guitar. And then every night I like to put all the dishes away so the kitchen's completely clean when I wake up in the morning and we're ready to go for breakfast. And then I just like to turn off all the bright lights and wind down for the day. And no, we do not have a dishwasher, so I am the dishwasher. Someday when we redo this kitchen, we will get a dishwasher. And if you want to know more about our daily lives, I have a vlogging channel, so I will link that down below. It feels great to have a nice, clean kitchen ready for tomorrow. The kids are now in bed. It's 8:20. Grant's outside playing the guitar. That is a hobby that he has taken up within this last year. So he's been practicing that a lot. And then around this time, I normally go on my computer, I work on my blog for a little bit, or maybe I edit a video, and I do that till around 9, maybe 9:30. And then I like to wind down for the last 30 minutes before bed. So I turn all the lights down. I like to read in bed and just try to relax. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Thank you to Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video, and thank you for supporting the brands that support my channel.